Hello aspirants, welcome to Apti Plus Academy for Civil Services. The OPSC OAS Prelims examination was conducted today. It was concluded at 12 p.m. and we are here to discuss the questions and what would be the right answers and explanations for them. Okay, so let's get started. We'll be discussing the set D of the paper. The paper was easy to medium in nature as most of the questions could be solved if you have read your books properly, if your basics are clear, if you have completed your syllabus and you have read the current affairs properly, and most importantly, if you have appeared the test series, the mock tests with Apti Plus Academy for Civil Services, as most of the questions could be solved using elimination techniques. So let's get started. Question number 1 is a match the following question where you have to match list 1 and list 2. You have been given the names and their activities. Madhusudan Das, leader of Khurda rebellion. Bakshi Jagabandhu, founder of Utkal Sammilani. Fakir Mohan Senapati, pioneer of modern Odisha literature. Krishna Chandra Gajapati played key role in Odisha's separate province formation. Okay, and then you have been given the options. Okay, A1, B2, C3, D4 and like this. Now, how will you solve this question? Basically, you have to find out the correct match over here and which is there in only one option. That is the way, that is how you solve the question. Now, if you look at the first name, Madhusudan Das we all know was an Indian lawyer and a social reformer, and he was very much responsible for the formation of Odisha because he founded the Utkal Sammilani in 1903. Then he campaigned for the unification of Odisha, okay, with the social and industrial development, and then he was one of the prominent figures who helped in the creation of the Odisha province, and finally Odisha was formed in 1st April 1936. So, if we see the options, A matches with 2, right? The set. Then in the options, A matches with 2 only in the option B, right? So this would be the correct answer because in the rest of the options we can't see A connecting with 2. So in this way you can directly reach the answer. So the correct answer would be B here. Question number 2, what does NISA stand for? This is the easiest question of the paper because NISA was in news recently. Okay, NASA ISRO Synthetic Aperture Radar, a joint mission, a joint project of ISRO and NASA to develop the launch of Earth observation satellites, right? And this is equipped with the dual frequency synthetic aperture radar for the first time. So the answer would be B. Question number 3 is on service sector. Okay, consider the contributions and the challenges of the service sector in India. In fact, recently in the Raisina dialogue also they had praised, okay, countries like UK, they praised the service sector of India. So it is the largest contributor to India's GDP and it has been the primary driver of economic growth in recent decades. That is true. Number 2, despite its large share in GDP, the service sector share in total employment is significantly lower than that of agriculture because we all know that most of the population, maximum population is engaged in agriculture. That is again true. The growth in services has been often termed jobless growth in the formal sector, leading to a rise in informal services sectors employment, and that is true because the term jobless growth, it is widely used to describe what? The mismatch between GDP growth and the formal job creation in India's service sector, right? And many studies now highlight that much of the employment is informal, of low quality, and the formal services are capital and skill intensive. Now, if you look at the 4th statement, digitalization and rise of the IT sector have further solidified India's position as a global service hub, but the benefits are not formally distributed across the workforce. That is again true. Why? Because the IT and the ITS sectors have been major drivers of the India's services exports and global reputation, but the benefits remain concentrated among skilled urban populations with limited trickle-down effects. So here all the statements are correct generally. So the right answer would be D, all of the above. Question number 4 is an assertion based question. Okay, in the central and southern Odisha, the Proterozoic era is represented by the Eastern Ghats granulite belt, which consists of condylite, charnoclite, migmamite, anthracite and alkaline rock. So this is the basic in geography. So the first one is yes, the assertion is correct. Now the second is these rock formations are linked to the mineralization of bauxite, manganese, graphite and gemstones. Now this is incorrect. This particular statement is individually correct, but this is not the reason for the assertion. Okay, so the answer would be B because this is just talking about the mineralization of the things and this has nothing to do with the assertion that is given over here. Answer would be B. Question number 5 is a match the following questions where we have been given the leaders and the organizations they were associated with. Okay, here if you look at the options, MC Raja, Jagjeevan Ram, B.R. Ambedkar, Mahatma Gandhi, and then the organizations All India Depressed Classes League, All India Depressed Classes Congress, All India Depressed Classes Association and All India Harijan Sangh. So if you see, you can directly eliminate option number A and option number D from here because we all know that Mahatma Gandhi was associated with All India Harijan Sangh. Okay, now we are left with B and C. Now if you look at the rest of the options, We all know that B.R. Ambedkar was associated with All India Depressed Classes Congress. So C matches with 2. C matches with 2 only in option number B, making it the correct answer. Question number 6. The Ganjam plates of Madhav Raja II of the Shailabhav dynasty provided valuable information about the aspect of early medieval Odisha's history, the genealogy and the territorial extent of the Shailabhav rulers, the maritime trade networks of the Shailabhavs with South India East, the construction of Mukteshwara temple at Bhubaneswar, and the diplomatic relations between the Shailabhavs and the Gupta Empire. Here the correct answer would be A, because this particular plate, Ganjam plate of Madhav Raja II, it had nothing to do with maritime trade, it had nothing to do with temple construction or diplomatic relations between the Gupta Empire, thus making the correct answer A. Moving to question number 7, which of the following statements about the Asia Cup cricket tournament is not correct? You have to trace the incorrect one. Okay, the Asia Cup is a cricket tournament played among Asian group of nations. The Asia Cup is organized by the Asian Cricket Council. The Asia Cup was first held in 1984 and the first Asia Cup tournament was played in Colombo, Sri Lanka. Here the first 3 statements are correct, but the first Asia Cup cricket tournament was held in where? Sharjah, UAE, and not Colombo, Sri Lanka. So the correct answer would be D, 4 only, because they have asked for the not correct thing, right? Question number 8 is a match the following one. Okay, here the various parts of the Himalayas have been given, like the Greater Himalaya, Lesser Himalaya, Shivaliks and Trans Himalayas. This is there in your NCERTs. Okay, so here the correct answer would be D, because the Trans Himalayas matches with it includes the Karakoram, Ladakh, Jhanskar range. If we talk about the Greater Himalayas, it then matches with the Mount Everest and Kanchenjunga, because we all know that the Mount Everest and Kanchenjunga, they are in Greater Himalayas. Okay. Finally, if we talk about the Lesser Himalayas, it is known for the hill stations like Shimla and Mussoorie, and Shivaliks, it includes where it is composed of unconsolidated sediments forming foothills. So, the correct answer would be D, 3, 4, 1 and 2. Question number 9 is on Rajya Sabha. Okay, it is a permanent body that cannot be dissolved. 1/3 of its members retire every 2 years. The Vice President of India is the ex officio chairperson of the Rajya Sabha. That is true. Okay, it can be dissolved by the President during national emergency. So that is incorrect, completely incorrect. So 4 would be incorrect. You can easily strike off C and D, and 1, 2, 3 would be correct, because when you know 3 is correct, the only option which has 3 also is B. So the correct answer would be B. Question number 10. Who fought the Battle of Talikota? A very easy question. The Battle of Talikota was fought between Vijayanagar Empire and a coalition of the Deccan Sultanates in 1565. Okay, the Deccan Sultanates were an alliance of the rulers of Bijapur, Golconda, then Ahmednagar and Bidar, and the battle resulted in the victory of the Sultanates and led to the collapse of the Vijayanagar Empire. Very, very important. Okay, so here the correct answer would be D, Rama Raya. Question number 11. The Disaster Management Authority functions under which of the following? Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change, Ministry of Home Affairs, Cabinet Secretary or the Prime Minister Office. Here the answer would be B, Ministry of Home Affairs, because we all know that NDMA is a statutory body and it functions under the Ministry of Home Affairs, and it does not function under the Ministry of Environment or all this. These are unrelated at all. Okay, so the correct answer would be B. Moving to question number 12, India's first other effective area-based conservation measure recognition was awarded for which reason? Then you have been given 4 options. The answer would be C, biodiversity management in community forests. So, which was the recognized site? The Aravalli Biodiversity Park, okay, in Gurugram, Haryana. This was recognized in the year 2022, and it was recognized by National Biodiversity Authority of India, and it is implemented by the Municipal Corporation of Gurugram and the IUCN India. So, here, very important question. This was from the current affairs. Question number 13. Who commissioned the construction of the rock-cut Jain monasteries on Udaigiri Hills? Here, a very easy question. Kharwala would be the correct answer. Question number 14. Which of the following statements about tropical evergreen forests in India are not correct? These are only confined only to the eastern Ghats of India. The trees shed their leaves simultaneously during the dry summer season. They are found in regions receiving rainfall above 200 centimeters. Ebony, mahogany, rosewood are common species. So, what would be the correct answer here? The correct answer would be B, 1 and 2. Because confined only to the eastern Ghats, this is incorrect, and they shed their leaves simultaneously during the dry summer season. This is not related with what? Evergreen. Okay, so that is also incorrect, because evergreen forests, they do not shed their trees in the dry season, and that is why they are referred to as evergreens. Of course, these 2 statements are incorrect, and that is why they have asked for the incorrect one only. The correct answer would be 1 and 2. And eastern, they are not just confined to the eastern Ghats, but they are also found in other regions. Okay, in the western Ghats also, in some of the regions, and in northeast India also. Question number 15. what is Surya Heliophysics Foundation model? So this was all from current affairs, and the answer here would be B, an AI model to forecast solar activity. Okay, basically it is an artificial intelligence model, and this is used for forecasting the solar activities that are going on. So B would be the correct answer. Moving to question number 16, arrange the religious institutions established by Raja Ram Mohan Roy in chronological order. So you just have to think of the organization which was found at the very first, and then the later ones you can gradually go ahead with. So the correct, of course, the first one would be Atmiya Sabha, C. Okay, and in which of the options C is there at the first? Only in B, so B would be the correct answer. Okay, so you just have to think which was the first one which was established by Raja Ram Mohan Roy. It is of course Atmiya Sabha. It was founded in the year 1815, making B the correct answer. Question number 17, consider the following statements concerning India's MPI, that is multidimensional poverty index. Okay, India's MPI uses health, education, standard of living as dimensions. Yes, that is correct. Published by Niti Aayog using data primarily from the National Family Health Service. Yes, that is also correct. Global MPI is released annually by the UNDP and the OPHI. Correct, and it includes indicators such as nutrition, school attendance, and access to clean cooking fuel. And these are all the basics from the definition of the multidimensional poverty index, and that is correct. So D would be the correct answer here. Question number 18, the One Health approach in public policy refers to which of the following? It keeps appearing in the current affairs, and the correct answer would be B over here, linking human, animal and environmental health to prevent pandemics. So correct answer is B. Question number 19, which of the following statements about Odisha Integrated Irrigation Project for Climate Resilient Agriculture is not correct? Please read the question properly, whether it is asking for the correct one or the not correct. So here they are asking for the not correct answer, and the answer would be C, 3. Because it is saying it primarily focuses on large scale dam construction to increase irrigation potential in coastal Odisha. Okay, this is incorrect. This particular project is basically targeted to what? It is focused on climate resilient farming, training, capacity building, and introducing climate smart agricultural technologies. It is not related to building larger dams, so that would be incorrect. Question number 20 is related to GK, author of the book Baidihisha Bilasa. The correct answer would be C, Upendra Bhanja. Question number 21, which of the following statements about biosphere reserves in India are not correct? Here they are asking for which one is not correct. Okay, Great Nicobar is one of the designated biosphere reserves in India. That is true. Nilgiri biosphere reserves spread over Karnataka, Kerala and Tamil Nadu. That is again true. No biosphere reserves in Himalayan region. That can't be possible. So 3 is incorrect, making A the correct answer, because Sundarban Biosphere Reserve is a UNESCO World Heritage Site. This is a very well-known fact. Okay, so A would be the correct answer over here. Moving to question number 22, the mission Karma Yogi launched by Government of India is aimed at which of the following? It was in current affairs, and here the correct answer would be, so the correct answer would be B. Okay, capacity building and competency development of civil servants, because we all know that Mission Karma Yogi, which is also referred to as a national program for civil services capacity building, it was launched in 2020 with the aim of reforming the Indian bureaucracy, right? And the primary goal is to create competent, future-ready civil servants who have right attitude, who have right skills and the knowledge to provide effective public service delivery. Moving to question number 23. The Threatened Species Recovery Program under NBAP targets species that are, here the answer would be C, species with narrow geographic range and declining population. Why? Because the Threatened Species Recovery Program in India is a part of what? Integrated Development of Wildlife Habitat Scheme. Okay, and the aim, it was initiated only to conserve the critically endangered species and their habitats. So it focuses on species which have a very small population size and they have a restricted geographical area also. Moving to question number 24, which Mughal emperor appointed the first separate Subedar of Odisha, and in which year did Odisha become a separate Suba? Here the correct answer would be D, Jahangir, in the year 1607. Why? Because Odisha became a separate Suba during the reign of Emperor Jahangir only, and prior to this it was part of the Bengal Suba. Okay, Jahangir appointed Qasim Khan as the first governor or Subedar of Odisha. Question number 25, match the following summits with their host cities. So G7, NATO, SCO and G20 summit. So here all are the correct pairs and the right answer would be A. A1, B2, C3 and D4. Question number 26, the El Nino phenomenon is associated, El Nino and La Nina, these are in news continuously. So El Nino phenomenon is associated with which of the following? The answer would be weakening of monsoon in India, because right now we are going through which phase? La Nina, right? So El Nino would be associated with weakening of monsoon in India. A would be the correct answer. Which country did defeat in India in both men's and women's Kho-Kho World Cup 2025 finals? So what would be the correct answer? A news from sports. This would be Nepal. Nepal. So India was very good in its form this time, and India defeated Nepal in both the men's and women's finals of Kho-Kho World Cup in 2025. This was the inaugural session. The first Kho-Kho World Cup was held and India defeated Nepal in both of them. Question number 28 is a match the following one: A. Basham, Donald D. Smith, Rudolph and W.H. Morris Jones. So here, what would be the correct answer? A would be the correct answer, because the wonder that was India, this was written by A.L. Basham. Okay, if you're reading OPSC OS Gazette, and if you're reading the IS Gazette and the GK portion of the OPSC Gazette, we all cover the books over here, and the correct answer would be A. Question number 29, the 15th Finance Commission recommended a health grant architecture focusing on which of the following? Here, the answer would be D. Urban rural health infrastructure and primary health care strengthening, because this is the main focus of any grant that is related to health. Universal health premium is a big decision, bold decision. That can't be the answer. States debt takeover by center, no, that would be a huge burden on the center. Health cess consolidation into GST, no, nothing like this was in news. So the correct answer, the general most appropriate answer would be D. Question number 30, the Chola Navy was known for its expedition against which of the following? Okay, Cambodia and Laos, Vietnam, Indonesia and Sri Lanka and Maldives. The correct answer would be C, Indonesia and Sri Lanka, because the Chola, especially Raja I and his son Rajendra I, they undertook campaigns to conquer and subjugate the entire island of Sri Lanka, and which at that point of time was known as Ceylon. Okay, and Srivijaya Empire, if we talk about, in an expedition around 1025 AD, the Chola Navy launched a large-scale attack on the Srivijaya Empire, and this controlled a portion of the maritime Southeast Asia. This includes present-day Indonesia and the Malaya Peninsula, or the archipelago. Okay, and the campaign started by key ports were like Kedah and Palembang. So the right answer would be C. Moving to question number 31, the PM Gati Shakti National Logistics Policy, it targets which of the following? The correct answer would be B, integrating railroad, port and airport infrastructure for faster goods development. Logistics is related to, of course, this only. It has nothing to do with carbon. It has nothing to do with bullet train corridors or shipbuilding industry. So the right answer would be C. Moving to question number 32, what differentiates India's long-term low emission development strategy from NAPCC? So NAPCC, that is National Action Plan on Climate Change. So what is differentiating India's long-term low emission development strategy from the NAPCC? It is basically the fact that it provides sector-specific deep decarbonization roadmaps. Okay, because it provides detailed sector-specific roadmaps for developing deep decarbonization plans, then various other plans under the NAPCC, and it was launched in, if we talk about the NAPCC, it was launched in 2008. It is a broader framework with 8 national missions, and it covers solar energy, water, sustainable habitat and agriculture, and its focus is on enhancing ecological sustainability and adapting to climate change. Now, if we talk about LT-LEDs, it was submitted to the UNFCCC at the COP 27. Okay, and the LT-LEDs is a more recent and forward-looking strategy, and this aligns with India's goal of achieving net zero by 2070. Okay, so here the correct answer would be this one, because only renewable energy, no, this can't be correct. Replaces all earlier missions, no. Excludes forestry, no, this can't be correct, because that is the main thing regarding conservation. Question number 33, mustard gas is what? Mustard gas is, this was in a news recently. The correct answer is C. Okay, diethyl sulfide. Okay, it is basically what? A chemical warfare agent. Okay, a type of a cytotoxic and like a blistering agent that causes severe chemical burns when they come in contact with the eyes or the skin and the respiratory tract. Question number 34, read the following statements and choose the correct alternative in respect of the settlement geography of the world. A very basic question from the NCERTs. If you read the statements, in humid tropical regions, rural settlements often take the form of compact villages. That is true. Isolated farm states are more common in densely populated rice-growing regions of Asia. That is also true. But if you look at the third statement, physical barriers like mountains and deserts can lead to clustered settlements in limited habitable pockets. This is incorrect because the isolated farm states are a form of dispersed settlement which are more common in the areas with challenging living conditions or abundant land, okay, such as hilly regions or fragmented terrain. So densely populated regions of Asia such as the Indo-Gangetic plain, they typically have a compact or clustered settlements due to intensive agriculture and high population density. So 3 is incorrect. Settlement morphology is linked to agricultural systems and land ownership patterns. That is also true. So the correct answer would be B. 1, 3 and 4 are correct and statement 2 is incorrect. Moving to question number 35, the basic foundation of global economic governance in the post-Second World War was laid by various institutions. Which of the following combinations is correct? IMF, World Bank, GATT, IMF, World Bank, Asian Development Bank, World Bank, GATT, BRICS and Asian Development Bank, IMF and IBRD. Here the correct answer would be A. A and B would be the correct answer because World Bank, GATT, BRICS, no. Asian Development Bank, IMF and IBRD, these are also not correct, okay. So we all know that the post-World War II global economic order was largely shaped by the institutions that were created by under the Bretton Woods system, right? And this was established in 1944. So according to that, the first one, that is IMF, World Bank, GATT, yes, these were the founding like organizations, and then IMF, World Bank, Asian Development Bank, yes, that is also correct. So we can say A is the correct answer. Question number 36 is related to inflation, okay. So, with respect to inflation in the Indian, consider the following statements. Which of the following statements are correct? Here, retail inflation measured by CPI is primary metric used by Reserve Bank of India for monetary policy formulation. So, this is correct. Then, core inflation includes volatile compounds. No, core inflation does not include volatile compounds. So, if you remove 2 from the option, so the correct answer we are left with is B. 1, 3 and 4. Question number 35. A committee was constituted to formulate fundamental duties after emergency in 1976. It was headed by which of the following personalities, and then you have been given 4 personalities. The right answer would be C. Sardar Swaran Singh. Because Sardar Swaran Singh is of course related with the fundamental duties, because we all know that in 1976 during the period of internal emergency, the ruling Congress party established a committee to make the recommendations about fundamental duties, and this committee was chaired by Sardar Swaran Singh. Question number 38. Wave-like character of an electron is proved by which of the following? The ionization of an atom, the flow of electrons in a metal, the deflection of an article beam by electrical plates, and the diffraction pattern of electrons scattered from a crystalline solid. The correct answer would be D, because we all know the dual nature of matter, okay, wave as well as particle. The diffraction pattern, it reflects the wave-like character of an electron, so the answer would be D. Moving to question number 39, it's a match the following question, okay. So here it is talking about the various activities of nationalist women. So Sarojini Naidu, Usha Mehta, Aruna Asaf Ali and Dr. Lakshmi Swaminathan. What would be the answer here? B would be the answer, because Sarojini Naidu, she of course led the salt satyagraha in Dharasan, okay. Then Usha Mehta is of course we all know is known for radio, Operation Secret Radio during Quit India movement. So if we know these two also, we can reach the answer. B would be the correct answer. Question number 40. The 2025 Cambodia-Thailand border conflict was primarily triggered by which of the following? A current affairs question. So of course we all know that it was related to a temple. So historical disputes over Priya Vihar temple and the surrounding territory. B would be the correct answer. Question number 41. The term seamless web with reference to interconnectedness of different parts of Indian constitution was used by which of the following authors? The correct answer would be A. Granville Austin. Okay. Moving to question number 42. Which of the following combinations are correct with regarding the social welfare policies and the year in which it was introduced? Here, all the options are correctly matched. We all know about Ayushman Bharat 2018, Right to Education 2009, okay, and then it came into force in 2010. Then PM Poshan 2021. So the right answer would be A, B, C, D. Question number 43, with reference to the challenges of the urbanization in India, consider the following statements. So here, all the options seem to be correct, okay, because they are the general statements. Only the option, the growth of informal settlements is common consequence of unplanned. Yes, this is also correct. One is correct. But urban areas typically experience higher rates of unemployment compared to like rural areas, leading to increased pressure on social service. This could be incorrect. Although this is generally correct, we have to wait for the correct answer, the official answer that would be released by the OPSC. But for now, we can consider that the right answer would be C, 1, 2 and 4. But of course, all the options here, they were in news, and all the statements seem to be correct. We have to wait for the right answer here, but most appropriately if we go, then 1 to 4 would be the correct answer. Moving to question number 44. Who was the founder of Lingayat sect? A very easy question. Basava would be the correct answer. Tarkunde committee report is related to which of the following? Electoral reforms. Electoral reforms were in news. Like the election commission was in news, and that is why this question appeared. Electoral reforms would be the correct answer. Question number 46. The Campa funds are prioritized for activities that involve what? Compensatory afforestation and eco restoration. Basically, Campa is what? It is a statutory body which was established by the Campa Act. That is the Compensatory Afforestation Fund Management and Planning Authority. If you know the full form of Campa also, you can solve this question easily. Question number 47. The diarchical system of government was introduced by which of the following? The answer here would be Government of India Act 1919, a direct question from Polity Lakshmikant. Question number 48, which of the following is a non-reducing sugar? Glucose, maltose, sucrose and fructose. The right answer would be C, sucrose. Sucrose is not a non-reducing sugar. Question number 49, which of the following statements about world cultural realms are not correct? So here 4 things are given: Occidental realm, then Indic realm, then Islamic realm, then Sino-Japanese and Sub-Saharan. Here, if you see, Islamic realm restricted solely to the Arabian Peninsula. This is incorrect. Okay, this is not solely restricted to it, because this has spread to the other parts of the world also. If 3 is incorrect and they have asked for the correct answer, 3 would be the C, would be the correct answer here. Question number 50, which of the following statements about the CM Kisan scheme of Odisha are not correct? Okay, input support to given farmers for cultivation, lively support under the scheme to provide exclusively to large landholding farmers. Absolutely incorrect, because contradictory statement. If you remove one, you are left out with only one option. This should be correct, but there, please note that they have asked for the not correct one. So 1 would be the answer, A would be the answer. So you have to read the question properly. Question number 51, arrange the following committees in chronological order. Let's find out. NN Vohra committee, Rajendra Sachar committee, DS Kothari committee and Chelia committee. So if you see here, B would be the correct answer, because Kothari committee 1964, okay, then Chelia committee 1991, Vohra committee 1993 and finally the Sachar committee. So the correct answer would be B. 52, which of the following is not a dye? Here, this one would be the answer. This was in current affairs. It is not a dye, okay. Anthranilic acid, and it is basically an intermediate which is used to produce dye and not a dye itself. So D would be the correct answer. 53, consider the following statements regarding the Odisha Industrial Development Corporation, and then 4 statements have been given. Which of the above statements are not correct? So here the correct answer would be B, because this would be the incorrect one. Provides project construction services. This would be the incorrect one. Okay. Why? Because it is saying they do not include the land acquisition or the creation of land bank. That is not correct. So making the answer B correct. Okay. Question number 54. Consider the following statements with regard to CAG. CAG, now here 4 statements are given. CAG is impartial head of the audit and account system. That is correct. Now the first one, on the basis of Advocate General under the Government of India Act 1919. This is incorrect. Okay. And if you remove this one, 1A, the term of office of CAG shall be 6 years from the date of. So here the correct answer would be C, B and D. Okay, because CAG can be removed by the President on the grounds of the proved misbehavior. Yes, but only on the recommendation of the 2 houses. So this would be the correct answer. Under which Mughal emperor was the Muhtasib, censor of public morals, instituted in Odisha? This would be the correct answer. Aurangzeb. Question number 56, was the first leader to move a resolution to Central Legislative Assembly demanding the unification of all India speaking tracts into separate provinces? The answer would be D, Neelkantha Das. Question number 57, consider the following statements. It is regarding Interstate Council. Here, Panchi Commission recommended the establishment. No, Sarkaria did. So if you remove 2, And then the Union Minister is the chairman of the no. Prime Minister is. So if you remove 3, you're left with only one option, that is 1 and 4 would be the correct answer. 58. Which climate initiative specifically supports Himalayan glacial monitoring? The answer would be National Mission on Sustaining the Himalayan Ecosystem. Question number 59. Which of the following statements about the global industrial pattern is not correct? So if you think, we all know that Germany, yes, it is related to automobile production. It is best countries that produces the automobile. So first, if you remove 1, you're left out with 2 and 3 and 4. Now South Korea and Taiwan are known for shipbuilding and heavy thing, and Canada and Australia are primarily known for heavy industry rather than they are known for resource based industries because of their location, right? So 4 is incorrect. D would be the correct answer. Question number 60. Which of the following was the first major administrative measure taken by Congress ministry formed in Odisha under the Hare Krishna Mahatab? So here B would be the correct answer, release of political prisoners, because the rest of the things and the things that he did were followed by this. Question number 61. Which of the following best defines the concept of Pareto optimality? Question number 61. Which of the following best defines the concept of Pareto optimality? Here the right answer would be B. Okay, a situation where no one can be made better off without making someone else worse off. This was in news. Question number 62. We have to wait for the correct answer because this could be a bit confusing for the students, but we have to wait for the right answer for the OPSC to release it. But we can say that if we think that, then because the correct answer is not given there in the statements, so we have to wait for this particular question. Question number 63. Consider the following statements regarding SDGs. If you look at this particular thing, then question number 63 here, only the fourth one would be incorrect. SDG, sustainable consumption and production, is primarily addressed under SDG 14. That is completely incorrect. So the correct answer would be A. Okay. Question number 64. Let's talk about section 4 of the RTI Act states the obligations, etc. The answer of this particular question would be A, 120. Question number 65. Consider the following statements about Ramsar sites in India. Here the correct answer would be D, because all these statements are correct. Chilka Lake was the first one. Yes. Okay. Question number 66. The writ of mandamus is issued by whom? Question number 66. The correct answer would be C, to compel a public official to perform a duty. Okay. Question number 67. The correct answer would be B, 2 and 3. Why? Because the development of Samudrayan mission will enhance India's capability in nuclear submarine development. This is incorrect. Okay. So 2 and 3 would be the correct answer because it aims to develop a self-propelled man submersible and 6,000 meters. This keeps appearing in news. Question number 68. Which of the following statements regarding India's aquaculture policies are correct? Question number 68. The correct answer would be A, 1, 2 and 3, because FAO's code of responsible fisheries is legally binding. No, not at all legally binding. Otherwise, it would have appeared in news on a continuous basis. So A is the correct answer. Question number 69. What is the time limit provided for making a complaint regarding sexual harassment, prevention of sexual harassment of work at Workplace Act 2013 or POSH? The correct answer would be D, 3 months. Okay. Question number 70. Consider the following statements about endemic species in India. Here, the correct answer would be A, 1 and 2, because endemic species always fall under the ISN critical. No, absolutely not. That is not the case. Question number 71. The UPSC is mentioned in which part of the Indian Constitution? The correct answer would be C. Okay. Part 14. Question number 72. Consider the following statements about delimitation and its implementation in India. Here, question number 72, the correct answer would be D. All the statements are given correct. This we can say. Just go through the statements. Which British Governor General of India formally annexed Odisha into a British Empire? So, a very important question. The correct answer would be C, Lord Wellesley. Question number 74. The correct answer would be A. Which one of the following does not match properly the Nobel Prize category? Peace, Nargis Mohammed. Not at all. We all know that this is incorrect, and yesterday Peace Prize for 2025 was released. This is 2024. Question number 75. Who made history as the first black man to win the Oscar for Best Costume Design? This is regarding the Academy Awards, and the correct answer would be A, Paul Tazewell. Okay. Question number 76, arrange the following. Here the correct answer would be D, A, C, B and D. Question number 77, the correct answer would be again D, 1, 2, 3 because all these statements here are correct. Question number 78, the correct answer would be here C. Okay, Anish Dayal Singh. Question number 79, here the correct answer would be A because all have been matched correctly. Question number 80, what was the official theme of the 30th? This one was in news again. The correct answer would be C, Green Games. Question number 80, what was the official theme of the 30th? This was done. Question number 81, it is a match the following question and here the answer would be A because all have been correctly matched. Okay. Question number 82, again a match the following question. Okay, Chambal Banas we all know, then Kaveri Noyal. So here the correct answer would be B, 3214. Question number 83, the correct answer would be C, 3142. Question number 84. Question number 84, this is on the first to issue gold coins in India. This is Indo-Greeks. Question number D option. Question number 85, the Department of Social Justice and Empowerment recently signed MOU. This would be the which one would be the correct answer over here? C, NALSA. Question number 86, again match the following question. Here the correct answer would be A because Ayushman Bharat. This is a repetition of the same question in the same paper. Question number 87, match the following Rajput rulers with their notable battles or events. Question number 87, here the answer would be A. Okay. Question number 88. Question number 88, the answer would be D. All these statements are correct. Question number 89, which of the following article of Indian Constitution provides a law declared by Supreme Court should be, this one would be question number 89. Okay, the answer would be B, Article 141. Question number 90, answer would be D, Chile is a member of G20. Okay. Now, question number 91, the foundation ideology of H. Hindustan Socialist Republic Association. This would be B, Leninist Communism and Russian Revolution. Question number 92 would be the B. Okay, freedom of speech and expression. Question number 93, the answer would be C, 3241. Question number 94, the answer would be C, 111. Question number 95, the answer would be B, 2 and 3 only. Question number 96, the correct answer would be A, 1, 2 and 3. Okay. Question number 97, the correct answer would be D. And question number 98, let's move to it. Question number 98 would have the answer B. Question number 99 C and question number 100 B. Okay. So these were the answers of the various questions that appeared this year, and you can join the OPSC OS Mains Program 2024, which is starting from 15th October, and we all know that more than 280 candidates cleared OPSC from 2023 from Apti Plus Academy, and as we can see, Sneha Das rank 14 OPSC 2023. This is the format of the answer, and this is how we evaluate the answers. And Deepshita Behra rank 16 OPSC 2023. This is how we evaluate the questions and the answers. So here we can say that their high quality tests are provided, around 27 one-to-one mentoring sessions are also provided. Okay, paper evaluation will be done by experienced faculty members, and paper evaluation will have relevant feedback also. Special classes will also be given on GS, English, current affairs, ethics and essay. There will be also value-added materials. Okay, and total 27 tests will be provided. So you can join and clear the examination.